Hey guys and girls, it's Logan Holmes. I'm going to start. Well, it's start kind of. I'm starting kind of late on this because it's the today is the last day of the first week of October. But I was I was on vacation this weekend, and so yeah. And anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start doing a a Halloween episode review marathon. So I did this before for April Fool's Day, um, Thanksgiving, and Thanksgiving Day and Christmas Day. I did that all of them in 2000 uh 2017. I did all that. So yeah, and those were all just Nicktoons. In fact, I haven't even finished the Nicktoon. I didn't even finish all the Nicktoon ones for Christmas. Um, I only did. I think it was. I think I only did five because I did the one Doug episode, and then I did four of the five Rugrats episodes. But anyway, I'm not going to be doing just Nicktoons. I'm going to be doing um, a bunch more. And I'm going to start off with SpongeBob. So, SpongeBob has a total of 6 Halloween episodes: Scaredy Pants, I Was a Teenage Gary, Ghoul Fools, Don't Look Now, Seance Schmeance, and The Legend of Bikini Bottom. And I'll start with the first, Scaredy Pants. So, in this episode, it's Halloween, and, it's at the end of the workday at the Krusty Krab on Halloween night, and then Mr. Krabs tells SpongeBob a true story about the Flying Dutchman. And yeah, so then SpongeBob tries to goes home, and SpongeBob isn't scary, he tries to do to dress up as a ghost, and then he's not scaring anyone. Then he gets the idea that if he's round, he'll scare people because, um, which, and he still doesn't scare people being round. And then he goes, to the Krusty Krab, and then and then Patrick uses a rope and drops SpongeBob down into the Krusty Krab as an attempt to scare everyone, and pretends that he is the Flying Dutchman. But then Patrick gets stung by a jellyfish, and that causes him to let go of SpongeBob, and then they find out that it actually is SpongeBob and not the Flying Dutchman. And then the real Flying Dutchman shows up. So yeah, the real Flying Dutchman shows up, and then he's and then he sees SpongeBob, and he's like, he's a disgrace. I should talk about the costumes, like Squidward, dresses up like, well, Sandy, like, is the most interesting. Like, she's like shaves her head somehow so she can look like a pet goldfish in a bowl. Then and then Squidward's like, I just, you know, like Squidward doesn't get it. And then Squidward, he dresses up like the Flying Dutchman too, like he's got a pirate hat on. And yeah, so then after that, like whenever, the Flying Dutchman's like, people dress up like me every year. Then Squidward takes his costume off and he like, he starts, whistling and all. And then the Flying Dutchman is like, of all the costumes I've seen, this one, which is SpongeBob's, is the most disgraceful. And then tells SpongeBob, spiders are scary, I'm scary, you're not scary. So then, the Flying Dutchman takes SpongeBob's costume off, and he ends up, and then SpongeBob ends up scaring him and everyone else in the Krusty Krab. And because whenever SpongeBob was shaved to make him round, like you could see his brain, like all the spongy parts got shaved off. And then of course Patrick thinks it's a pink hat, but when SpongeBob says it's a brain, he scares Patrick. So, and then SpongeBob's like, don't worry, it grows back. So yeah, really great episode, I'd say, from season 1. I haven't said that already. So yeah, I really like this episode. Great story, I'd say, definitely. What else do I like about this? I think this is the first appearance of the Flying Dutchman. I really think he's a great character. Um, yeah. Anything else I want to say? Had some humor, like this, the whole Squidward and Sandy, like that part, and then oh, and then also I forgot to mention, uh, you know, at the beginning, whenever Mr. Krabs tells SpongeBob the story of the Flying Dutchman, he shows like, Mr. Krabs portrays the ship as a Krabby Patty. And SpongeBob was like, does his ship look like a Krabby Patty? Then Mr. Krabs like I was saying. And then, he steals his soul, like, says about how the Flying Dutchman steals souls, and he takes a pickle from a Krabby Patty. And then SpongeBob was like, do souls look like pickles? And Mr. Krabs like, as a matter of fact, they do. And then Squidward says, I have come for your pickle. And, like, that was really funny, too. So, yeah, I think Squidward was probably the funniest part of this episode. And then there was also the part where Patrick says, like, whenever they find out that SpongeBob, and Patrick says, I am not SpongeBob. Those are my street clones. That was pretty funny, too. Definitely a great episode. 10 out of 10, for sure. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And peace out, fans.